Hello YouTube, and today I'm going to tell you a story. Now, a lot of you might have heard of urban legends, the creepypastas like Jeff the Killer and uh, Slender Man and the Rake and all those creepy little bastards. But I'm going to tell you a real story. That's why it's creepy. Now, I don't know if any of you are into the supernatural, but a long time ago, in my old hometown, I don't live there anymore. There's this man. He used to walk the railroad tracks at night. My dad told me this story a while back. He said every night when he was in his bed, he could hear the clacking on the railroad tracks of that man dragging his axe along the railroad tracks. The townsfolk knew about him, and they didn't think he was any harm because the reason he had gotten out of prison was killing chickens, believe it or not. So they just thought he was a crazy old coop. But the farmers outside the town thought otherwise. Now, Chicken Coop Man, as they called him, he was a he was he was a crazy motherfucker. Three boys, one winter night, I think it was about 2002, decided to go. They decided to go mess with him. They decided to go and poke around and see what they could find near his shack, the chicken shack they called it, because that's where he lived. And so they go, they're walking along the railroad tracks, and they find this piece of flesh, and it was all bloody and gory and pus and maggots and all that nasty ass shit. It was just crawling all over it. They knew it was something dead and it had been there a while, but it wasn't an animal. No, it was part of a person. It was an arm, about from here to here, just a whole arm, no hand, no upper arm, just a forearm, just laying there rotting. And they didn't know it was a human. They thought it was like a joint of a pig, and they decided to just keep walking. So they kept walking, and they found the chicken shack, the chicken coop man's house. They go in there, they start poking around. They find all sorts of stuff. They find hooks and daggers and all this random chicken parts and chicken bones in this corner, and they're like, wow, this guy's really weird. He collects some weird stuff. So they got bored. They're kids. They were looking for gold or knives or all that cool stuff. And the daggers that were in his shack were too bent out of shape to even be worth salvaging. So they just left with nothing. They left, went back the railroad tracks the way they came. It was getting dark. And one of the boys thought he heard growling behind him. And not like a dog growl. It was something like a I don't know if that was a good impression of a chicken or a weird chicken, but that's pretty much what it sounded like a half chicken, half person kind of thing. And they kept walking, and they think, oh wow, that was so stupid. I can't believe they even believe in the chicken coop man. He's just an old nut. And they heard that sound again. This time it was closer, right at the side of the railroad tracks. So, in standard horror movie fashion, idiot number one decides to go take a look at what was making the noise. And he goes and he's like, who's there? And the chicken coop man jumped out, got him, dragged him off screaming in the bushes. The other two booked it, took off for home, and after the chicken coop man got done disemboweling the one boy, came after the other two. The next one he grabbed, he got a tree branch, took it like this, got up behind his neck, dragged him into the bushes screaming, disemboweled him again. The third boy, he grabbed, and he fucked him up. He stabbed him at least 4 times and beat him senseless. And the boy managed to get away somehow, and he staggered home. Told his parents what happened. When they went back, they found the other two boys with their legs cut to the thigh, and their arms cut and bent and broken to shape like chicken wings, and their heads missing. And they were cooked like a chicken. I probably said that in too cheery of a tone, but it's a true story from my old hometown. If you want to know the full story, since I'm terrible at telling stories, you should probably look up the story of the Chicken Coop Man. There's probably a lot of variations. This is a pretty old folk tale, but it happened in the 1950s. I'm sure you can probably find a really old news article on it. But Wraithbane signing out, and good night, or good day, or good afternoon, or whichever one